Hello guys, and welcome to RESIN, Texas. Today I'm going to do an unboxing. I got quite a few packages here, so I am going to try to get through this voiceover. This has been filmed for quite some time, and I'm just now getting around to doing it. So bear with me. I'm going to try to get through it as best as I can, and hopefully I won't screw it up too bad. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to open all the packages first, because this one I already opened, so it's not going to be much of a secret because I've already opened it. Here I ordered some little DTF stickers with some hummingbirds and stuff, and this package here that I'm opening was supposed to be beach themed. I guess I don't know if they ran out of the ones that I really ordered, because I ordered some beach theme ones because I'm going to do some night lights. So they sent me the sea creatures, but it's fine. I mean, they're still pretty. Um, the octopus I liked really good. The stingray, I mean, they've got some really pretty colors. And the starfish and the lobster and all that, they turned out really good. And I don't know what is going on, because I noticed when I was doing this video that it looks like the I have my hands straight up and down to where y'all can't see the image very good. But when I'm doing it, I have it actually laid down. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to lay them down a lot more than what I'm doing. Um, I'm still trying to get I'm still working on the editing and the filming part of trying to use this phone, because it's nothing like my camera was. But yeah, but that little shell there I love. I love the color of it. But I bought those to do some night lights with. And then, sorry, I'm yawning again. And then these are little tattoos, and you can do tattoos the same way that you would put on a sticker or a DTF print, whatever. It's just going to be with water, but you're not going to use it, to where you put it on sopping wet. You're just going to damp you a rag and just kind of, you know, dab it and all that till it releases. So you can do tattoos exactly the same way that you can do DTFs, stickers, all that. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. And here in this box, this is a Vine order here, and these were some pins that I ordered. I seen them and I had to get them, but they are veteran based pins, and it's like, thank you for your service, support our veterans. So I got these to kind of, hand out when I see a veteran or whatever. I've got some in the car, so when I go in places, I take some with me. And when I see a veteran, oh, excuse me, when I see a veteran, I hand them a pin and I thank them for their service. Um, Veterans are kind of like near and dear to my heart. My husband was a veteran, so that's just, and I love all military. Don't get me wrong. Um, but veterans, they kind of hold a place in my heart. That um, I just, yeah, and it doesn't matter the age. A younger person can be a veteran as well. So veterans are veterans. Um, you know, so, and then here I bought some, I don't know what's wrong with me. Here I bought some metallic markers, the dual tip, because my other one's messed up. Um, And so I bought these because I was hoping that these were going to, do a lot better. And I mean, I've used them already, I think, in some more of the videos that I'm still trying to edit. But I've used them. Excuse me, good Lord. It never fails. I get on here and I start getting tired. Every time I start doing a voiceover. I can't explain it. And here I'm just going to open up all the packages to these, so I'm not having to crinkle up, all. Well, y'all can't hear the crinkling because I had to delete the first audio because it was echoing. My microphone messed up, so that's why I'm having to do voiceovers on all these 19 videos that I already had done. So yeah, but after I get through all these, y'all won't have to listen to me ramble like this anymore. Because I will be able to still do the videos. And I figured out, I kind of figured out the microphone issue. So here I bought this nautical clock, and all this come from Temu, guys. So um I that clock, I love that size of that clock, and I love that clock period, and I still hadn't got around to making that clock yet. And I need to, because I'm all about the nautical stuff. And then here, this is another one, and I don't know why I don't lay that down more. I thought I had them laid down more to where you guys can see them, and I'm so sorry that y'all cannot see these molds by the way I'm holding them. I'm gonna do better. But this is a big, I don't know if it was a turtle or a dolphin. I think it's a dolphin. It is a dolphin. It is a dolphin and a starfish, I think. And here I bought some more DTF flowers because, I'm going to use these on trays and things. And you get several in a package, I think. Usually when I do those, I buy the ones that have several in a package. Now this mold here, I'm not very happy at the size. I gave $13 for this little mold. I know. And I thought it was going to be way bigger than what it was. So I'm very disappointed in that mold. And it is nautical themed as well. All this stuff is going to be nautical, guys. So it's a lot of molds, but they're more. Now this one here is a Christmas mold, so I will be doing this one pretty soon, I hope. And that's a Christmas one, so I knew that one was that size. But that other one, I did not know it was going to be that size, and I am not happy. But this mold right here, I'm super excited for. This is a dragon. Now, I don't do dragons. I don't care for dragons that much, but it is a very good handmade mold. And the way they had this thing painted was so pretty. So I just had to get it. And I'm hoping that I can kind of maybe replicate a little bit. They did pastel colors, so I've got to find all my pastels. If I have any pastel mica powders, I've got to find them because they did this so cute. They may have airbrushed it. I don't know, but I don't have an airbrush, so I can't very well do that. But now this here is a set. Well, I bought it I had to buy each individual piece because that's just the way Temu does. You got to buy the base, you got to buy the front, and So I bought the base, and then this one here, the top of it is a lighthouse, and then there's another one, and it's nautical themed too. Um, and it's just like a votive candle, or one of the little fake candle things that you can put in there. Now this here, I bought, they had it as a dream catcher. I'm trying to get the other pieces. Okay, so here's the other pieces. Now I bought these separate. Now they had this as a dream catcher, but I'm not going to do it as a dream catcher. I thought about doing it as a wind chime. So that's my plan for that one. It's got like a seahorse. It's got, all the little sea creatures, from the ocean or whatever. But I'm going to do it. I may make some, for, dream catchers, but other than that, it's going to be, I'm probably going to use them for wind chimes. Now, my husband was real big into dream catchers and things like that because, of course, he had a lot of Indian in him. So he was into all that stuff. He had the rain stick, he's got the photo on the wall with every symbol of what this means, that means, different things. Um, and he had a huge bag. And I mean, we're talking a huge gift bag full of arrowheads. And I do intend to make molds of some of those because he's had these things since like probably the 60s or 70s. So these are super, super old. So I'm definitely going to be making some molds of those. And here is another mold that I bought that's nautical themed, and it was the same size as that one. So whoever made that these three molds, you can definitely tell because they're the same color. And then here's the other part of the top to the candle thing that um I'm gonna do, and then I'll be doing that for Christmas. And one is, I mean, even though it doesn't look Christmassy, I thought it was pretty though, because some people are into the nautical stuff, so that's why I purchased it. I'm trying to work on something and then still do this. Okay, so this is an alligator or crocodile or whatever you want to call it that I purchased. Um, and I am going to. Uh, I thought he was really cute. He's a fat little thing. Um, and I'm going to get around to making a mold of it. So be on the lookout for that. On top of everything else that I've got to get in my um, shop. But he was super cute, and they had several of them, but I just bought that one. I've got a real pretty I think it's a triple owl sitting on a like a branch or a tree branch. Gorgeous. And I haven't gotten around to making a mold of that either, but oh my god, it's the mama and I want to say two babies, just absolutely stunning. And I definitely want to make a mold of that, so I can share with everybody that, anybody that wants to buy the mold that loves owls and things like that, because oh god, it's just gorgeous. And this is a 3D. I thought this was pretty cool because I've never seen one like this. This is a 3D. It looks to me like it might be a kind of like a perfume jar, or I don't know, because it has, you put the two sides together and then it has the lid, the stopper part at the top. But I've never seen a mold like this. So I thought it was pretty interesting. So I got it to pour in it, and I'm not really quite sure yet how you do it. I don't know if you put it together and then pour your resin and you put your stopper in there, or if you take the stopper out. I'm not sure. If anybody knows the answer to that, though, please let me know, because I'm not really sure how to pour this. I've never seen a 3D mold like this ever. Um, so I, I would think that the stopper would have to go in there to, make a hole in the bottle to where you could put stuff in the bottle and then close it up. So I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to play around with that one, or unless y'all know, be my guest, drop me a comment and let me know, because I'm stumped on that one. That's why I hadn't done it yet. But I just thought it wasn't very much, and I just thought it was really neat and cool. So that's why I bought it. So, and then this mold is basically the same kind of mold that the other two molds are, the Christmas one and um the one that I paid $13 for, that wasn't too happy about. But this is the size I was expecting. And I was expecting that size to be on that other mold that I bought, and it wasn't. It was super tiny. So, but I thought they would all be about this size. I love this elephant mold. It is gorgeous. And I seen it. I had to buy it. And it's a mama and a baby, or two babies, I think, on here. So, oh God, it's just gorgeous. I can't wait to do it. I've got so many molds, guys. I've got 2 carts full of molds that I'm really wanting to get to, and it's just, yeah, I probably will never ever get to all the molds that I have. That's kind of why I've kind of slowed down on the buying, because I have so many. Um, and it'll take me years to go through probably all of these, which is fine. I mean, I'll eventually get through them, but it's just going to take time to get through them. And here I'm just unwrapping another mold. Everything that's here today is basically molds. And this is another owl that I love. And see, I, I don't know why that other mold that I bought, that nautical one, had to be so small. I thought they were all going to be this size right here. And the ones that made this mold of the owl made the other molds, because they're all the same color. And I don't get why it the other one was so small. I don't get it. But they blow these pictures up, in the description, to make you think that they're big, and then when you get them, they're like super tiny. And that's why I really, this time around, I really got done bad by Temu, and I literally had to dispute some charges on team from on my at my bank on Temu, and because, yeah, they charged me for a whole lot of stuff that I didn't even purchase. So just make sure, if you buy from Temu, to make sure you keep an eye on that and watch it. If you have anything in your cart saved for later, take it out, because trust me, it's not going to be saved for later, because when you go to check out, they automatically have all that stuff checked, even though you have it saved for later, and they're going to charge you for everything you have in that cart. And that's what happened to me. I didn't approve those purchases. I had them saved for later, and they put every one of them back in the cart. And so now I didn't get that order. They hadn't shipped it yet. Now see, this other nautical piece that I have over here in my left hand, that's the same size that I thought the other one would be. And you can, I mean, look at the comparison. This one's huge, the other one's so tiny. And I really thought it would be the same size. And it's very disappointing. But you know, it's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna send it back for, well, I've had it too long now. I think I was gonna send it back, and then I just decided not to. It's like, whatever. It cost me more to send it back than it would to just keep the stupid thing. And this looks to me like a poinsettia, so that's why I got this one. It's a flower, and I mean, I guess you could do it for any kind of flower, I guess, but I've strictly bought it for the poinsettia look because it looked like a poinsettia to me. So I'm gonna do this one for as a Christmas thing, and I like the size of it. I mean, it's a perfectly good little size. You could use that for a coaster. Any of these you could use for coasters because they are a really good size for a coaster. Um, I think anyway. So I know some of the molds that people sell and they say they're for coasters, they're huge. But to me, these are the perfect size for coasters. And this one here is a little mermaid, and she's got all the other little things that you can, shells and things like that that you can pour, around her and all that stuff individually. And then I guess you could put it like in a little tray or something or in a small mold and then put it all in there and pour resin over it and piece it all together, which would be really cool. Like a beach theme, and then put the mermaid and all that, in the water. That'd be really cool. But I thought that was really cool, so I that's why I ordered that. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is nautical, so it's I love nautical, so I can't. You would think I lived on a beach, but I don't. I live on a lake, but I don't live on a beach. And I don't know why I sit here and keep trying to put them back in the packages when some of them are really tough to put in the packages. Now this one, um, I'm sitting here trying to think what this one is because I can't even see it. So I know y'all can't see it. Um, I can't remember what that is. I thought it was Christmas, but it's not. Now that one in my right hand and the one in my left hand. Now the one in my left hand, I knew that was probably the size it was going to be. But the one in my right hand, I thought was going to be a little bit bigger because they showed it to be bigger. But that one right there, I am very, very disappointed. It's kind of like the one that I showed you earlier that was the bigger and the rounder one that had like the shell house and all that. That's kind of what that is. And that's why I thought, it was going to be a lot bigger than what it was. But it was not. So, you know, but we're eventually going to get through these molds and get everything done and all that good jazz. Now this is the votive, or however you want to do it, if you want to use one of the fake candles or whatever. I thought it came with a base, but I guess it doesn't. So it's going to stand up like that, and then you're going to put the front on it. Now, how you would put your candle on the inside is going to be beyond me. So I'm not really sure how the candle's going to go in there. So the only thing I know is the candle goes on the outside behind it to light it all up. Because there's no way you're going to get a candle in, I mean, you may be able to put twinkle lights in it, the real thin ones, but then you've got the big box that you got to contend with even after you put it in there. So I'm thinking that you put the candle on the outside. I haven't poured in it yet, so I'm not really sure how it goes, but once I pour it and figure it out, it may be like a aha moment, and I'm hoping that's what it is. And it stands up on its own. So in here, I'm just putting it together and showing you guys how it goes together. And there may be, once you get it put together, there may be enough room in there for a really tiny candle. I I don't know. I can't see it to be that way, but you never know. But this was the one that were you see the anchor and all that. When you pour in it, that anchor and those lines are all actually the cutout parts. So you're going to pour in between all the grooves. So all that, it will be a cutout, and then but you still see all the detail of what it actually is. And then this other one is, I believe it's the lighthouse. I thought it was a candle. I don't know why I was thinking it was a candle, but it's actually a lighthouse, and it's gorgeous though. I mean, I love these little things, and they're so easy to do. I mean, you can make one in no time. You use fast set resin or whatever, eco pour, anything like that, and you can do it in a little bit of time. Even if you use polyurethane resin, you can have that thing done in less than 15-20 minutes, and you've got so these are really good, like if you are having a craft fair and you need something really fast or whatever, you know to keep adding to it. These little things right here are great to do that with, because you can do it with just one color and it turns out perfect. And and that's actually the way they had it done. In the description, they had it poured like with eco pour, I think. Now I will say, if you're going to use resin, don't put a real candle in it, because you will melt the resin. So you want to make sure that you're using a fake uh, candle for sure. But I will say, guys, anything that has to do with resin, I would not put a candle nowhere near it, because it will melt your resin. I think eco pour though, you would probably be fine. Not really sure about polyurethane though. I know polyurethane is very flammable. I don't know if it is after it's cured. I've never gotten around it with flames even after it's cured. Um, that may be a test that I need to do, but I will do it outside. Because I live in a county that we can burn and things like that. So I don't live in the city. I live you know in the jungle, basically. Not really, but yeah. So that could be something that I try to see, you know. But definitely don't use real flame with resin or anything like that. Use the fake candles that have you have to put the battery and stuff in, and that way you're all safe, and you're not going to set anything on fire. It's not going to melt, and then you don't have to worry about it. Plus, if you have little kids, you don't have to worry about them getting burned either. So, you know, I was really glad when they came out with those little fake candles. I was just ecstatic, because I have a bunch of them. And, that's what I use. And I keep batteries in them. So if, our power ever goes off or whatever, well, now I have a generator, but if our power ever goes off, I always have the little candles that, I could turn on at nighttime or whatever till the power pop back on. But yeah. So definitely don't use flame. Use the flameless candles and all that, and you'll be safe um with that. And like I said, polyurethane, I don't know, because I've never done it. I would still use the safe candles as well, the flameless candles. And here I'm just putting the molds up in the bins where they need to go and getting them off the table. So that way I can get to them eventually. Like I said, I've got 2 big carts full of molds that I'm trying to get through. Not to mention all the ones that I have in cubby holes and all that I need to get through. But I will eventually get through them. I just got to get through the rest of these videos that I've got to do voiceovers for, and there's not very many more left. So I'm gonna try to do that. And don't forget, guys, I have links in the description box now to everything. And my discount code for Bondcrafter is working now. So, and it is good till December the 31st. And then I'll have to get it changed yet again, because every time they run a sale, it changes. The code doesn't work anymore. So that's the end of this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Be happy, stay safe. Bye.